Hillary Clinton has been in the hot seat this week, but that didn't stop her from taking the stage at the Women's Media Awards.
Look, I follow the media, and I knew there were a lot of folks telling me to just shut up and sit down and never say another word. And I thought to myself, well, what is it they're so afraid of hearing? But I don't intend to be silenced, and I know none of you will let that happen.
Joining me now with their reactions, Robin Biro, a Democrat, and Amy Holmes, a conservative. So, Amy, she seems like she's playing the sexism card here, saying, you know, I'm a woman, they don't want to hear a woman, but I'm going to yell and scream, and you're going to hear from me.
Well, she says, I will not be silenced. We know, girl. I mean,
it's clear.
This is clear. This is great for Republicans. I mean, they should be underwriting the bullhorn, courtesy of the vast right-wing conspiracy, #deplorables.
That's right.
The more that she is on the stage, the better for Republicans. She doesn't seem to remember that in this last election, even at her peak, she was still one of the least liked, least trusted politicians in American history. So for her to hog the limelight is actually only good for Republicans.
That's true, Biro. I don't believe it's Republicans telling Hillary to get off the stage. If anything, it's Democrats who are saying, let's turn the page.
Jesse, I agree with you. In her book, she actually says that it's the far left that's telling her that more than anything. But, you know, she has every right to get up and use her voice. She earned $2.8 million or 2.8 million more votes. And she was former Secretary of State. She former senator. She's got a load of information. And I want to say that when you run a campaign and lose, you learn so much information. She sees it as her responsibility to impart that information to young females that are aspiring to run for political office. I think that's admirable.
Well, perhaps, but Al Gore also won more votes than George W. Bush, and they had the bitter recount. And what did he do? For the good of the country, he stepped back and was quiet for many years. And then he got on the Green Deal.
And then he gave us global warming.
Yeah, right.
Then I'm not sure he's a great example.
He resurfaced after years of spending it out of the spotlight. And many people, I think, Amy, would like to see Hillary go off as kind of the elder stateswoman and ride off into the sunset with a little class.
Well, it's funny you should say sunset, because I think she's like Norma Desmond of Sunset Boulevard, who doesn't seem to understand the spotlight has moved on, and for the good of the party, it should. And while Al Gore is kind of a mixed comparison, considering that he has, you know, also wanted to be a star on the world stage, he took an issue that was separate from himself.
Right.
He took on something that he obviously feels passionate about and that he advocates for. But what we're still hearing from Hillary is me, me, me. And when you talk about young women and whether or not, you know, she's a great example for them, just look at the young women who voted for Bernie Sanders overwhelmingly. She did not have purchase on those millennial voters. They did not see her as representing their interests.
That's absolutely true. And, you know, one of the reasons besides the book tour that she's in the news, Biro, is because these Clinton scandals have a way of continuing to creep into the news cycle even after they've left the stage. Remember her husband Bill, when he left office, you still heard about pardons and them stealing the furniture from the White House. Now she's been gone, and we're hearing about Uranium One. We're hearing about the dossier. That's why she's still in the news, and people are saying, Hillary, move on.
Jesse, you know as well as I do that Hillary will never stop talking about Hillary Clinton, especially when Donald Trump makes when Donald Trump makes serious missteps. They love to bring up anything about Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton, stuff from the 90s even, to distract from some of the serious missteps from the current Trump administration that can't pass any major legislative agendas. So when that happens, start cueing the tapes and rolling anything that they can. Throw it at the wall about Hillary Clinton, about Bill Clinton, and see what sticks.
Well, listen, I mean, to be fair, Donald Trump didn't bring up the dossier. The dossier came out from good reporting, and the Uranium One thing also was not brought up by the president.
And to be fair, the Clinton baggage could fill an airport. I mean, it's pretty easy pickings there. But have you noticed that with Hillary Clinton, when she was running for the presidency, she was the most brief, the most detail-oriented politician ever to seek the highest office in the land. But whenever there's a scandal, I didn't know. I'm oblivious. Harvey Weinstein, being a well-known womanizer, sexual harasser for decades, was one of my biggest funders and supporters. I didn't know anything about him.
That's right. She lost her memory with Benghazi. She lost it with Weinstein. Uranium One. Now, the dossier, she doesn't have any recollection of her campaign bureau spending, I think, $6 or $9 million on opposition research.
And, you know, before that, I want to point out, it's not reported much in the news, but the GOP had spent money, too. I'm not sure which candidate, but a GOP candidate.
Well, that broke tonight. That was actually the Washington Free Beacon, a conservative publication, was spending some money with Fusion GPS. But that was before the Steele guy from Great Britain got involved with the fake dossier, to be fair.
But you notice that Hillary does get very silent when it comes to controversies that are landing straight, like flat on her doorstep. But of course, she wants to take the mantle of feminist victim language. I will not be silenced, as if she really relates to being a victim. Give me a break.
Listen, and Donald Trump has the best enemies.
He does.
I mean, his foils, it doesn't get any better than Hillary Clinton. The more and more she stays in the arena, I think the better it is. She's a great political punching bag. She's got no self-awareness. She refuses to accept the results of the election. And remember, it was she that accused Donald Trump in the debate of not being able to accept the results of the election. Now she's out there saying it was rigged.
And ironically, Jesse, that used to be said of the Clintons, that they are lucky in their enemies. Now it seems that the shoe's on the other foot.
And I just have to ask you, Robin, is that a I'm with her tie? That the bow tie almost looks like the Hillary logo from the campaign.
Are you kidding? Oh, come on. I wore the red, white, and blue just for you, Jesse.
All right. Well, listen, I love the bow tie.
I love it.
It's more Tucker Carlson than Tucker Carlson. And I think it looks great on you. Robin, Amy, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Jesse.